I'm so excited for this episode of the Special Education Inner Circle podcast. I'm your host, Katherine Witcher, founder of the Master IEP Coach Mentorship, and I want to share with you resources that I love, resources that I've tried, resources that I've brought into our Master IEP Coach community, because I know for you as parents, teachers, admins, and therapists who are serving in our disability community and our special education community, you need to know the best of the best things that are out there. And there's a lot of things out there. So let me just go ahead and jump right in. The first one that I want to share with you is called Delight Station. Delight Station is an app that you can download onto your phone or onto your smart TV. It is geared towards our adults with disabilities or our students who are ages about 14 and over, and it's streaming educational and instructional content such as, making crafts, making simple snacks and meals at home, exploring the community. I think of it as kind of like an HGTV where you get to connect and say, hey, I want to do that, or I want to make that, or I want to go see that. So we have a Master IEP coach who is also a high school teacher. And when she saw Delight Station, she was like, I'm in, I need this for my class because I need to be able to have some resources in my classroom for when we're working independently in different areas. This can be something that a student can engage in, can learn from. It's very appropriate. And it's something that it's fun. It's fun. And they get to see, adults who are just like them, look like them, and speak like them, meaning like we're making connection where they're like, yes, I can connect with who's on the screen and I can do this too. So it's really important for us to have these opportunities, right? Where we can say, hey, this is possible. And get this, there's this trickle effect that happens because once we see the videos that are inside of Delight Station, siblings and caregivers and extended family can see all of these different opportunities and different ways to explore this independent living in a way that maybe they haven't seen before. So Delight Station is a fantastic resource. I'm going to encourage you, go ahead. The link, wherever you're watching this, the link is going to be above or below. I want you to click on that, download the app to your phone, and I've got a code for you so you can get a discount in accessing Delight Station. The next one that I want to tell you about is Slant System. So I have this kind of struggle with all of the things that happen in special education in the way of curriculum. And a lot of times curriculum is something that is not looked at soon enough when we are talking about how is a child going to learn and what are their resources going to be. We're looking at services, we're looking at placement, but we're not always looking at curriculum. And so I want to encourage you that if you are looking for a reading curriculum, for a learn how to read curriculum, Slant System, so for structured language training, is an amazing program that was developed by teachers. It is absolutely got a ton of different accreditations and just proven to work. And so struggling with reading, you're going to go look at Slant System. There are two teachers who run this company, Slant System, so they definitely understand what's happening in our school system, what the struggles are, and how Slant System can help bridge that reading gap that is happening. This next one, Frenalytics. Frenalytics is another app. I love a good app, right? So Frenalytics is a really cool app where a student of all different ages, of all different ability levels, can engage with this app and work on their skills. And what I love about this is you can set the skill level. And a lot of times what I'm finding is we're using Frenalytics not for necessarily, higher level teaching of new skills, but that reinforcement and that mastery and that independence of being able to say like, yes, I know, these vocabulary words, or I know this in, math or social studies. I know these concepts, and this Frenalytics app is going to collect so much data. And that's what we need in special education, right? We need some data, and we need data of what a child can do independently, not just with somebody sitting by their side, not just with somebody prompting them, not just with, curriculum that might be provided in the school setting, but something that is on the go, collecting data in multiple different environments. Frenalytics is a go-to place. You can go get a free account. I'm going to put the link below. You can try it at home. You can try it in your classroom, and you can connect parents and teachers. You can connect and really review this data and see how you can use this information to make really great decisions moving forward. All right, forebrain. I know we're going quick. I've got so many resources here, and I just want you to be able to click the links and dig in and go and see this. Do you see what forebrain is there? So I have a forebrain right here that I'm holding. That sounded kind of funny. So this forebrain is something that I've brought to our Master IEP Coach retreats. So a couple times a year, Master IEP coaches get together in person, and we're really working on becoming the idea bringers, solution finders, and team builders at the IEP table. And so we come together and we have these mastermind type of events. And I bring these kind of resources. So forebrain was something that if you haven't heard of this, don't worry. Most Master IEP coaches had not heard of it, but I passed it around and they put it on just like the picture that you see there. So just, over the ears. And then they spoke. They said, hi, I'm Michelle, I'm a Master IEP coach. And you could see their face. It was like, whoa, what just happened? So forebrain is is fantastic for auditory processing, for speech development. And it's like a microphone that goes directly into your ears. And that's the best way for me to describe it just as a user. That is not how the science works. The science is all about how this is, it's conducting the sound directly from your mouth right into your ears. So it doesn't have to project out into the world and then come back, which then gives us this system gives us a clearer view of what's happening speech pattern wise. But let me give you an example of a student who is using forebrain might be pronouncing a word incorrectly, but they think that they are pronouncing it correctly. So something like lello instead of yellow might be happening, but because now they've been able to hear themselves directly in their own ear, they're like, wait, that's not right. I can work on fixing that. It's also really great for doing read alouds to yourself and really working on speech and processing in there. So I'm going to encourage you, auditory processing, working on speech development, go look at forebrain. Again, there's a link, there's a discount code. I've got that for you there. I love it. You're going to have a wow experience when you try forebrain. Our next one is Tracked Learning. Now, Tracked Learning is another app. It's actually web-based. So you're going to be able to log in and create an account in Track Learning, and this is for teachers, and you're going to be able to track all the data on your IEP goals without taking away from classroom instructional time, at least not at the level that you're doing right now. And this is why it was developed. A teacher, special education teacher, so many kids on his caseload. That is the story everywhere across the country, right? And he's like, I'm spending too much time collecting data and I'm losing instructional time with my students. What can I put together where my students can work on their goals, collect the data, and they can use this for assessments and other areas? And he uses this very often inside of general education classrooms because it allows him to help differentiate the instruction without having to do kind of all the manual work that comes along with differentiating instruction. So this way a child is not left out of instruction. So I want to encourage you, if you are an educator and you're like, data is eating up so much of my days and I need something so my kids can be more independent, especially in general education, or they can use this at home. And I want you to go look at Tracked Learning for data collection and regards to IEP goals. It is fantastic. All right, Calm Strips. Have you ever heard of Calm Strips? Calm Strips was actually on Shark Tank. We have been partners with Calm Strips for a very long time. We've been using them. So Calm Strips, I have a couple here in front of me. So they have a couple of different textures, and these are just strips that have a texture on them that you can throw on your water bottle, on your laptop, put them on a folder, put them on the desk, put them underneath the desk, put them on a keychain, all different things. And you can even get custom ones. So I brought here, let's see if I can hold it up to the camera. So I have a Master IEP Coach Calm Strip that we had custom made. So we give these out to our Master IEP coaches, but I also bring Calm Strips everywhere I go because I'm always handing them out. And so this is a fantastic tool for just being having this option, I should say, having this option of being able to have this discreet way of, getting that fidgeting or, picking or pulling or just that I need to calm down, right? I just need to take a minute and I need to take a minute to breathe. And a lot of times that's what this is our reminder to breathe. So calm strips is something that actually we mail out to everybody who enrolls into the Master IEP Coach Mentorship. We'll send you a calm strip, but calm strips, you want to go to the exact link underneath this video, or if you're in the podcast, it's in the show notes. Okay. You want to go directly to Calm Strips because the Calm Strips original brand is the best. So head over to Calm Strips and grab those. All right, 7 Superpowers. I have this book by Dr. Maria Gilmore, and this is what's interesting about this book. 7 Superpowers. It says how parents can shift from punishment and control to comfort and success. And it's written from a coaching standpoint, meaning that Maria coaches parents on how to bring parents from this feeling of chaos and meltdowns happening in the house and just explosions that are happening, all these different things that can be happening. And then there's 7 superpowers that she discusses of how a parent can take these strategies and bring more comfort and success into the home. Of course, it works in the classroom too. So I love a book that's not clinical based, because sometimes we just need to hear a conversation. We need to hear it's simple. We need to hear it from a coaching standpoint. And that's exactly what 7 Superpowers does. All right. Let's talk about a hoglet, okay? A hoglet is one of my favorite things. I always get a lot of feedback when I, bring out the hoglet. So I have my hoglet here. A hoglet is a computer mouse that has sensory cover on it, so you can get some sensory input. It looks like a little hedgehog. So you can get some sensory input while you're using your computer mouse. I love the Hoglet, and it is something that was, again, built out of necessity. So you got to love all the special education teachers who get creative and they create things like tracked learning, or they, dive into things like slant system, or they create a Hoglet so you can get sensory input while you are getting your screen time and working on all of your homework or doing your assessments, that you can integrate the sensory right into the activity. So Hoglet is fantastic. Again, I'll have the links for you. You can grab it on Amazon, but make sure, again, that you follow the link that I give you to make sure that you get the real Hoglet and that you are getting the best of the best from them. So, all right, let's see. Who is next? Oh, timer. Let me reach over here and grab my timer. I love a visual timer. So I am guilty of having time blindness. Anybody else? You're like, I'll be done in 10 minutes. And then you're like, where did the 10 minutes go? I don't even know where it went, right? So visual timers, so good for so many different reasons. And time timer has a lot of different options. The ones that I'm holding in my hand right now, might be what you imagine traditionally. It's the red dial in the middle. We watch the red disappear, and then that's when the time is up. There's also several other versions, like the time timer twist, that you can see here on the screen. And this is a timer that is going to represent the visual, time passing in a different way than this red one here. The thing is, you have to go to the time timer website, and I will, again, put the links here for you, and look at all the different options, because a visual timer is something that is very personal, and some will work for certain ways that people will view or process time. Children, teachers, moms, we all process time differently. A different timer is going to work differently for each person. So I want to encourage you, click through and go look at all the different versions that they have and what would work best for the challenges that you're having at home or in the classroom of time passing and understanding this time management. Time management is so important, and having this visual support is definitely key. All right, those are my favorites. That's my quick wrap up. That's my quick wrap up of all the things that I love in 2023. You're going to see many of these I am using going forward. In fact, I think it's all of them that you're going to see going forward because these have become an integral part of our Master IEP Coach community. They've become just a piece of how we support students and children in making sure they're prepared for further education, employment, and independent living. If you have any questions about any of these, don't hesitate, reach out and I'll share with you, how we've used it, how it's been helpful. And I can guarantee you that every one of these companies, every one of these resources, there are fantastic people working behind the scenes. So you can also reach directly out to them and say, hey, I heard about you from Master IEP Coach or the Special Education Inner Circle podcast. Can you do this for me? Or, what do you have that will help me for this? Or what other resources do you have that might be helpful because this is my challenge? Have a conversation with them. They are wonderful people. All right, everyone. I'll see you next time on the Special Education Inner Circle podcast.